right, he rolls back at it again. I'm your co-host, Daniel Perez.
And I'm Messi Morales, and you're on Qualified Heroes, and we're back with another little vacation we had.
As we do, it's called treat yourself, and we treat ourselves. So maybe a little too much, but it's all good. It's the end of the year, you gotta treat yourself. Anyways, so today we're gonna be talking about the Ahsoka finale and the Loki premiere because they were on the same week. So Disney just doesn't want to stop giving us content. So we just gotta go back to back. And that's good because I finished Ahsoka and I was like, for a brief second, I was like, man, what am I gonna watch now? I was like, oh wait, Loki's coming up.
2 days, right? Or a day and a half, something like that. It comes out mad late. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was basically 2 days because Ahsoka comes out Tuesday night. Well, it came out Tuesday night. And then
Thursday night. So 2 days
for Loki.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 2 days.
2 days.
So, hey, that's what we got. So, we're going to be talking about Ahsoka, Loki. And I got some questions for you as we go throughout this show. But, Messi, Ahsoka finale. What were your thoughts? What were some of your thoughts?
Honestly, at the beginning of the show, I wasn't 100%.
Wait! Before you go any further, I just want to say one thing that I forgot to mention in the beginning, and that is, if you're not watching on YouTube, you should. Because now I'm eye candy. I'm on iPhone 15 Pro camera quality. I'm not on that MacBook 720 pixel quality. So now you can see me and all my pores. It's about time. I've been upgraded. No longer blurry. No longer pixelated. It's about time.
Congratulations.
So now you can actually look at YouTube and not be like, why do I want to watch YouTube when he's blurry?
That's 100% true. I'm glad.
All right.
Yeah.
So
at the beginning, when we did our episode with one of the co-hosts from Stark Pod, I wasn't 100% on board because freaking Dave Filoni goes, "Oh, you don't need to watch Rebels." We watched the episode, and it's really heavy on the Rebel stuff. I was lost. I was like, I don't want to watch the show if it's gonna be just like that. It wasn't. The finale was awesome. I think Ahsoka is top 2 or 3 of live action Star Wars shows out of all the ones that came out. Good finale. Obviously, it didn't end because season 2 may come up. It hasn't been announced yet, and also the movie's coming out as well. But it was a good ending to a show that we know is going to continue.
Yeah, I agree. We always talk about bad finales, rush finales. I mean, that's your big thing, yeah. But honestly, it was a pretty good finale. I enjoyed it. There was a lot of cool moments here and there. I wasn't really sure what to expect. Like, there was a couple things I'm like, okay, this will probably happen in the finale after the 7th episode. But I don't know. They could have taken this so many ways because, could you leave something open for a season 2? Could you leave something open for a movie? All the stuff regarding Balin because the actors passed away. Like, there was a lot of different ways they could have taken this. But ultimately, I think Dave Filoni and his crew, they pulled out a good finale. They killed it. I enjoyed it. So we're just going to go right into this and talk about the finale. It all started, well, we're not just going to talk about the finale. We're going to talk about a couple episodes. I think the episode right before that, because we skipped a couple episodes between our last time talking. And the cool thing I wanted to point out, which I think it was in the 7th episode, was Hu Yang, first off, is old as hell. He seems to, never die, which I guess droids don't die because they're, robots, but...
Yeah.
But he's, old. He's been there for, centuries. And he did this really cool thing, which I'm sure every Star Wars fan was like, oh my gosh. He's like, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I was like, oh, shoot, yay.
That'll be funny. When everything is done, all the Star Wars crap is done, they go back to him, the robot, telling kids the story.
That would be cool.
And then everything.
It's like it's really just a. Who did that before?
A lot of movies and.
I guess a lot of movies. The one that comes to my head is the Santa Claus, where like
Yeah.
him and his wife are telling the story to the kids, and then you like go into the movie, and the whole movie's playing. That's the one that automatically pops into my head. But yeah, that would be cool. It's actually just a droid just going through the thing.
Space opera to kids. Yeah. That'd be funny.
That was basically the biggest takeaway. We did see. I don't think we talked about seeing Thrawn since we last talked.
No, because
I think that was
we
after
saw
we talked.
Thrawn on episode 6. Last time we talked about was episode 5 where Anakin showed up.
Yeah, so I know you and me talked. I mean, like, well, our predictions are way off. We're like, yeah, they'll probably put Ezra in the beginning and save Thrawn for like the last 2 seconds of the episode or whatever. Nah, they're first off, they showed Thrawn first. Secondly, it was in the very beginning of the episode. I don't know. It's just we suck at predictions.
I did predict it that they were gonna show Thrawn at least for the last 3 episodes, and that happened.
You're right.
6, 7, and 8, last 3 episodes. So at least out of all the predictions that I given on this show, since we started doing Unqualified Heroes, that's the first one that happened. It's the dumbest one that I predicted. He's gonna be on the last 3 episodes. It happened though. So.
It did happen.
Besides, Raw.
But let's talk about Thrawn.
Okay.
What
Thrawn first, I guess.
What's your thoughts on Thrawn? How do you like him?
My point of view on it, because I didn't see Rebels. Hate on it if you want, if you're listening to. It's like, oh my god, you didn't see Rebels and you're talking about it, so suck my nuts. He's good. I've seen clips of him. The voice acting obviously is the same actor, but he killed it. You feel like literally they just copy and paste the everything, the emotions, the acting, the everything that thrives Thrawn that was on Rebels to this show. So I am glad that they brought him back and he actually agreed to be back. He did good. He was a good villain.
Yeah, I talk about my villains. I talk about my villains a lot, and they are very important to me. I loved Thrawn. He was actually my favorite character of this entire. After watching the finale, was my favorite character watching this entire show. I just thought the presence that he had whenever he was talking or on screen was unbelievable. It was like everything he was doing. Granted, not everything that he had planned worked perfectly. Like he had thought he was going to stop the Jedi at certain points, and they just like kept mowing through his defenses. But he was so like carefully coordinated through everything that he was doing. His like he wasn't like a lot of times when especially Marvel, which whatever, we love Marvel, but we hate on Marvel at the same time. Marvel, a villain will get mad, or even a good guy, and they'll be like, ah! And they'll do like this scream, and it's the most annoying thing ever. They're like, no! I don't know, whatever, something stupid. And like whenever he was upset that like they went through, he was just like calm but like mad at the same time, because obviously he wasn't expecting it. But he like it was just like, I don't know, the presence that he had was unbelievable. And it kind of reminded me a little bit, not fully, but a little bit of Zemo. Because Zemo is like very carefully coordinated in Civil War, where he's like, okay, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, I'll do this. I wasn't really expecting that, but I could work with that. And just like little things here and there. And I love that about villains. I think he did that, and it was really cool.
That whole sequence, because one, the episode before, she asked who was the master of Ahsoka, and then he looked, the paper is like Anakin Skywalker, like, oh shit, Anakin Skywalker is the person, like he knows Anakin, how he was, how like everything that he stood for, and obviously being Ahsoka being his Padawan, you take some things from your master, so he knew that if Ahsoka's coming, he had to plan for every single plan of his to fail, which it did. So that's why, like you said, every move that he did, Ahsoka planned another one, and then he had to go to another one. It's a chess game. It's literally a chess
Yeah.
game. So all this towers and knights and all that crap, all pawns, basically, because they were just there for him to leave, to escape. He left everybody. Can you believe he left everybody behind? All his
Bro.
team, the people that they came to save him, he just left behind.
He didn't care. But it was also so cool when the gold stormtrooper guy would go up to him. He's like, "Oh, we lost these ships," and he's like,
Okay.
"That works." It's like, or he's
That's
like,
part of
"A
the
worthy
plan.
sacrifice," or something like. It was just the way that he would talk. Like, oh, it was amazing. I'm so glad they kept the same actor. Granted, did I see Rebels? No, but or all of Rebels, no. But like, if this is how he was here, I can only imagine more of Thrawn and Rebels. Actually, this makes me want to watch Rebels more, which maybe this was what it was supposed to do to a point.
We should watch Rebels. We should watch Rebels and
watch
then
Rebels.
make our opinions in here so everybody can listen to it and then be like, "Oh, you guys are wrong." But it's all cool. We got to see Ezra building his another lightsaber because I know he builds his own on Rebels because I saw it on TikTok. Yeah, TikTok be telling me stuff. We saw it again. We saw an actual light like a person. I've never seen any Jedi or any past movies
We've never seen anyone
building
build
a
lightsaber.
the only glimpse that we see someone building a lightsaber is on the Fallen Jedi on the video game. But it's like a glimpse of it. It's like the camera pans behind him and he's just working on it. But we actually got to see a person working on it and building a lightsaber. And then that's when the robot, I forget his name,
Hu Yang.
Hu Yang, comes to the story. It's like, I am this old. So that's pretty cool
Yeah.
that we got to see.
And it was like, oh, how do you know how to build a lightsaber? What is it? Kanan.
Yeah.
Kanan built this one, and he's like, and who taught Kanan? He's like, oh shit,
My job.
you old. Yeah. So Hu Yang, he's just like, I don't know, he's just awesome. But and a savage.
Yeah, he's savage.
But what was interesting was because we all have our own mythologies of what each color lightsaber represents. Blue represents this, green represents that, whatever. He had a green saber at first, and then he gave it to Sabine, supposedly in Rebels. At least that's what they say in this show. And now he has a blue saber, which is interesting because that has to represent something if we stick with the ideology that each saber color represents something different. So why do you think he went from green to blue?
Just to be different. I mean,
So he doesn't have the same color.
even on the oh my god, Revenge of the Sith, with Anakin and Obi-Wan were fighting. One of them was supposed to have a green saber, but because of the colors, they needed to be blue. So I guess it's not. I don't think it has to do with ideology or
Personality.
Yeah, it's just whatever looks better on screen. But you can
Maybe
tell
he only
more.
had a blue one in there
Maybe.
because he was looking all over for it in the ship, and then Hu Yang was like, "It's right here."
Well,
So maybe there was only a blue one left.
what color was Ahsoka's lightsaber before she got the white one? The blue one, right?
It was blue.
Then you go. Probably that's the reason why he has the blue one. Because he stole Ahsoka's old crystal. I don't know.
I don't know. But it was cool seeing how a lightsaber was built. I didn't know what he was building at first until I saw the tip that he was looking for.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a lightsaber. That's cool. Yeah, it was really interesting. But in episode 7, we had Ahsoka versus Balin. Again, a rematch of Ahsoka versus Balin, which we also have a rematch later on, but that's for another story. So now we have Ahsoka versus Balin. What did you think of this fight?
I think it was a little bit better than the first one. It's on episode 4, the first time they fought, or second time, whatever. From episode 4 to episode 7, I think it was a little bit better. He did move more than before. Because the other one, first time he was fighting was like a more stale, but I think this fight was better. Yeah, comparing both fights, I like this one better than the first one.
Yeah, I thought it was better too. Also, we've seen all these like fan made pictures of Ahsoka in one end and Balin in the other end with just the colored lightsabers. It seems really cool. But also the live action one when she was like this, I think she was like this, and she had one in front and one in back, and she was like, "Wah." And then Balin was on the other side. And I think he just had it. I don't know where he had it, but
Sure.
she definitely had. I'm pretty sure she had it like this.
Yeah,
Anyways.
Yeah.
Point is, it was better. It was one of the better Ahsoka fights that we've seen. So that was cool. But something that keeps coming into my mind is Ahsoka, this Padawan of Anakin Skywalker.
Okay.
And we talked about it in the very first episode of Ahsoka.
Okay.
She is a boss.
She's awesome.
She's a badass,
Yeah.
and she's struggling.
Ooh.
Or she's not struggling, but she's like she could not have beaten Balin. Technically, Hu Yang saved her from Balin.
Okay, think about it like this. Yes, she's good. She's OP. She's awesome, and she is before Darth Vader. She was there before Darth Vader. A lot of these new people were not. Balin was before Darth Vader. He was in the Order. So his ways of fighting are more traditional or more by the book per se. Like he has a different fighting style than all these new Jedi's coming in after Darth Vader. So me thinking, like just like Obi-Wan Kenobi, who can beat Obi-Wan Kenobi right now? I mean, at that moment, like after Darth Vader, because even Darth Vader couldn't beat him.
Yeah.
So like he has those things and all that past knowledge that all these Jedi's don't have. Ahsoka does have it, but remember, she's younger than him, so he has more training than her. So think about it like that. She couldn't beat a person who has more years on her. But she's also younger.
I mean,
so
she
I don't
beat
know.
Darth Maul. She beat Darth Maul.
But Darth Maul is literally destined to fail.
But Darth Maul is like OP.
But technically speaking, she didn't beat him because that means she would have killed him. She won. She won the fight, but not the battle. Like, you know what I mean?
I guess that's true. Yeah, I wonder. It makes you wonder who Balin's master was. He obviously had some sort of relationship to Anakin because
he knew him.
He said, he knew him, and he said that Anakin spoke highly of Ahsoka, meaning they've had conversations. It's not like, oh yeah, he's that guy over there.
Yeah.
Like, nah, they've had conversations. So I don't know. It makes you wonder. It makes you wonder who Balin's master was, but it was probably someone really good. I don't know.
Yeah, he was a really wise old Jedi, or it's not. I don't think he was a Sith. I don't think he was a bad guy. I think he just, those.
He was a gray area, like Ahsoka. Ahsoka was a gray lined person,
but more to the light more than Balin.
Right,
Balin
and
was
then
more
he's like more to the dark.
Yeah,
which is interesting given the very end of this episode. But we'll talk about that later. Anyways, okay. Next thing I had two thoughts about this next scene, which there was a lot going on in this scene, but I got thoughts. I wrote these down. So I forgot her name, but the girl who turns into a witch, the main girl. Morgan, yes.
Something like that.
So Morgan turns into one of the sisters, apparently, I guess. And Thrawn is like, go stop him. We like basically, if you gotta sacrifice yourself, sacrifice yourself. And so she encounters Ezra, Sabine, and Ahsoka. All three of them.
Yep.
Her goal is to give Thrawn time.
Okay.
if she's giving Thrawn time, meaning she has to stop all three of them.
Okay.
In the fight, Ahsoka's like, "Go, I got this," and Morgan's like, and just lets him go. Lets the other two go stop Thrawn while she fights Ahsoka. I'm like, if your point was to give Thrawn time, you couldn't let any of them go. But she lets 2 of the 3 go. Makes no sense.
Well, she died, so does it really matter?
But she didn't give him. She didn't help delay Thrawn.
He escaped. Didn't he escape?
I guess.
Yeah, so technically speaking, she did her part, and she did sacrifice herself to give him time that you're claiming that he didn't have, because he did escape with everybody. So not everybody, his army, everybody who was on the island or that planet left, and then whoever came stayed.
But then on the flip side of this, if they really wanted to like stay together, beat her in 3 seconds, then Ezra and Sabine should have just stayed so they could easily fight her. I mean, 3 against 1. Come on, they could have easily fought her. And then boom, now all 3 of them are together again, stopping Thrawn. Like, it could have been an easier fight. That's on the flip side of it. I'm like, why did you really have to leave Ahsoka?
As Dave Filoni, he wrote it. I do see your point. If they both stayed, because Ahsoka beat her. Not technically by herself, because Sabine helped at the end, but she was handling herself with Morgan, and also stormtroopers were attacking her, Ahsoka, at the same time. So, with the help, I think they would have whooped some ass, and all 3 of them would have been on the ship going to the main.
Yeah.
But
so that was interesting, but I don't know.
I know
we do say all these stuff, but also like, if you were in the heat of the moment, who knows what you'd be thinking. It's true. It's like we say all those times like, oh, I could have easily saved this person or whatever if a murderer went into my house. Well, you don't really know how you'd act if a murderer went into your house, So, who knows?
I don't know. It could be either lazy writing or you're the other one, like you just said. So let's stick with your side. Let's stick with your side. Yeah.
I'll give Dave Filoni the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. But I will say, Morgan... First off, Morgan had moves. Yeah. I mean, she's kind of like on the older side of age. At least she looks like it. I don't really know her age in real life, but in the show, she looks on the older side. Kind of looks like almost like a grandma. But
she's 57. So yeah.
Okay, a little bit on the older side. You're still pretty young at 57 if you take care of yourself, which I assume she did. If she did her own stunts, I don't know if she did it. But she had some serious moves in this show. I would argue she'd had some of the best moves in this show. And I would say the fight between Ahsoka and Morgan, which was also a rematch because they fought, I believe it was either in Mandalorian Season 3 or Book of Boba Fett.
No. That was the first time we see her on Ahsoka in live action.
All right. Well, then it was in Mandalorian, and they fought. So this was a rematch. And I would say this was probably the best fight out of the entire season of Ahsoka. I was very much into the fight that they were having.
I would say this is my top 2 fight in the whole show, because the Baylan and Ahsoka were kind of mid, both of them. Even though the second fight was a little bit better, Sabine was up there with a white hair chick. Yeah.
Sabine, I'm telling you, Sabine knows how to fight. Low key.
Yeah, she was pretty good. So, I think for me, the fight, from all the fighting, I'll go Anakin, Ahsoka and Morgan, and then Sabine and Shin on the episode 4. I think I like that fight better than the
one when they were trying to stop him with the orb.
That one. I like that fight better than this one, because this one wasn't really a 1v1. It was Ezra using his force, and then 2 seconds later he has a blaster in his hands. That was so dumb. I don't. Yeah, whatever. And then
when he's like, he's like, the force is all I need. 2 seconds later,
pew 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 pew. No, bro, like you can't be talking all this some accent that you're all this force knowledge, even though he was holding his weight, but 2 seconds later he gets smacked, and then he's had a blaster in his hands. But
that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, that fight was honestly it was pretty good. And once again, she sacrificed herself. But as we get closer towards the end, we see Ahsoka and Sabine get left behind. They're left behind. I was wondering.
Wait! Before you go move forward, we forgot a major part. Sabine has force abilities for the first time we see it on screen. That she actually has force ability. I mean, they've been teasing it for the whole show that she eventually is gonna use her force abilities.
She is now a Mandalorian Jedi.
She is
officially.
I wish it was done a little bit better because it was too predictable at that specific moment.
Right.
You know what would have been an awesome moment? It would be like on Endgame. You know, when Captain America is about to lift Mjolnir for the first time, but we don't see him reaching for it. Yeah, we don't see it.
You just see it moving.
We see it moving. We think it's Thor, and then it's Captain America. It would have been cool if Ahsoka was the one, it's trying for it, but it's not going to her. It's going to Sabine at the same time, but it goes to her because it's closer. I don't know. It would have been a cooler moment if they did it with different angles. Even though, she got past.
Because if you see her going like this, you already know.
Yeah, she's gonna get it. It's they've been teasing it. There's no next episode. This is it. So it's kind of a little bit obvious. The emotion wasn't really there as soon as she grabbed these and then she fried this guy's head.
Which zombie troopers,
bro,
are now a thing.
I want a Halloween special with zombie troopers on an Imperial ship, and then this random people just oh, look at this is empty, and then zombies, bro. Money, Disney, pay me. I'll write you the script. Easy money. Nah, they just got back. Then let's not already start another
strike.
Let's not do that.
That would be cool, bro. See the zombie troopers in live action is actually really, really cool.
That was cool.
They started going back and and I'm kind of seeing their face when the mask was a little bit broken.
Yep.
It was really cool.
Cool.
I loved how they showed that. So I hope we see zombie troopers again, because the sisters are still alive.
Yep.
So maybe she'll resurrect other people, maybe even more prominent villains.
I saw a lot of theories that they're gonna bring Darth Maul back as a zombie. That would be cool.
That would be cool. And we finally see Darth Maul again in live action, which we haven't seen since episode 1 of Star Wars.
Yeah,
but
yet
somehow he's in the Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yeah, because he didn't die magically. I don't know. You just follow 100 stories and you don't die. But that's Star Wars for you. But if they bring Darth Maul back, it's gonna be we know he's gonna die again. So what is the point? Just bring a character that's not gonna die so fast or so drastically. We've seen Darth Maul die how many times already, and this dude just come back alive and alive again.
I guess that's true.
We saw him in live action, we saw him in Clone Wars, and we saw him on Rebels. There's 3 times that we see this dude. I think that's it. Even though I would love to see Darth Maul. I would love to see Darth Maul coming into the hands of the dark side. Pre everything.
Very beginning of Sith Darth Maul.
Yeah. I would love to see his story.
Kind of like how we saw Count Dooku's story.
Exactly. A short. Give me a short just like that. Live action, though. I owe you too much money, though, because the actors and all that stuff.
Too much money. Yeah.
But animation was going to take longer. Yeah.
I don't know. That'd be really cool. But yeah, so Ahsoka and Sabine get left behind. Yeah. I wasn't... They did get me with Sabine, with the fake out of Sabine, because the way it looked was Ahsoka's not gonna make it. Looks at ship, she's running towards ship, cutscene, then it goes to Ahsoka.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, she really just left her master like that. Like, we're really just gonna leave Ahsoka. And I was trying to figure out. I was just getting a little bit upset, like, because I'm like, I kind of wanted them. I wouldn't have felt as happy about the ending of the show if 2 of the 3 people made it back. Because then it's just like 2 happy ending type thing. Even though Thrawn would have made it back too, but it's like, man, I thought these people were gonna get stuck there, because then you start wondering how they're gonna get back and all that. Yeah, Ahsoka would have been there, but it's like 2 out of the 3. I don't know how I would have felt about it. I personally, I enjoyed that Sabine stayed back, and so when she came back, and it was a plot twist for me because it looked like she was running towards the ship. It was cool.
It made it out. It didn't make it out. The fake out worked, like you said. It worked out because like we see her run into the ship, and then I'm guessing she felt guilty. It's like, I don't want to leave her again. Like, well, the first time she didn't know she was alive, but it's like, damn, bro, are you gonna leave me again? And she could. I think she would. I think Ahsoka would have been dead if Sabine didn't came back, because she was holding her weight like for a good minute. But then there's too many. Then
all the zombie troopers were coming.
Yeah, and they were not dying because every
other
time
troopers.
they were not dying. They're zombies. They don't die. So, yo, can you tell Momo to stop playing with its little fish? All he has a little bell in the background.
It's playtime.
That's Momo.
It's nighttime. Cool. Now, once nighttime goes, Momo goes crazy. Anyways, so how do you think they get back?
How do I think? Well, it's gonna be a little bit easier now because I think they know where they are. Because yes, they had the orb was destroyed, but I think they have, I don't know, they have GPS or something. They can track locations, don't they? Like, I'm pretty sure they can track the location of this starship. Where was it at? Like, I don't know. Plus, they can also, I think they can track Ahsoka with her ship. I don't know. There could be a lot of ways that they can find them. But Ahsoka and Sabine going back, I will say the whales, but there was no whales there because the whales dipped after they got exploded on the
See,
stuff.
that was my thing. I'm sure that there's some very nerdy Star Wars person out there that's like, idiot, duh. But to me, I'm like, why don't they just call the whales again? Because obviously they can go through galaxies, and Ahsoka called them the first time. She was just like, and then the whales came. So why can't she just do the same thing and talk to them? And the whale phew, goes to the galaxy, gets them, phew, goes out of the galaxy.
Yeah, but like I said, they okay. Think about it like a regular animal. Just put fire on the floor, but an animal does not know that fire hurts. An animal touches it, it knows it hurts, it will never go back again because it knows it hurts.
Yeah.
Why would the whales go back to a planet that they know they're bombs and getting hurt? That's where they dip. So I don't think Ahsoka's like gonna convince them like, yo, you can pick me up. It's like, nah, bro, I ain't getting bombed. Y'all can suck it. But I don't know, because if you really think about it, Thrawn had a Star Cruiser, a really big Star Cruiser, and he couldn't even get out. He couldn't even find his way back. Ahsoka has like not even 95% of what Thrawn has, technology-wise. I don't think they can build something that big. I don't think they can find a way to come back. So the only way I think that they can go back is by someone going to get them and bringing
Mandalorian.
You think you think Din is gonna go over there?
Look,
not
I saw
where
a
they are,
theory.
because...
I saw a theory that Grogu was looking at the whales because Ahsoka was with the whales, and that's what Grogu was looking at. Maybe that's what Grogu was looking at. Grogu senses Ahsoka is in trouble. Let's go save Ahsoka, because that's all Din does is go on missions to save
people for money. That's it. That's basically the Mandalorian show. I mean,
Could be Din. What else? Who else is it gonna be?
Ezra,
Ezra?
Hera. That's it.
I
That's
don't
what people think.
Look, I did see that they are in talks about a season 2, but nothing's been greenlit. They're probably wondering, is a season 2 right for us? Should we just wait to the movie? Or should we just do another season of Mandalorian? I don't know. They're probably talking to see what works. But, as we all know, money talks.
Yeah. Money talks.
So,
Not a lot.
Who knows? Money talks a lot. Money talks a lot. The other thing was, which is pretty big, I don't know. It was big to me. Ahsoka's lightsaber is destroyed. One of them is.
Yeah.
It's gone.
It's gone.
And that was a gift from the Anakin Skywalker. And now she lost it. Now she just has one.
That's fine. I mean, yeah, it's gonna suck.
That's like a memory from her master.
Yeah, she still has the other one. But you can fix it. Because you saw the ship where Ezra built his own.
I don't know if she can fix it. She can build a new one.
Well, yeah, she can build a new one. I mean, I don't think
you could fix a destroyed lightsaber.
I don't. Well, true. Plus, I don't think the crystal got broken. If not, then she'll find another crystal somewhere. I don't know.
Another white crystal? Who else has a white lightsaber? Nobody.
Well, she can probably find another one. If Anakin find one, she can find one.
Anyways, so Ezra gets back. He's back. He's in the Stormtrooper costume. I didn't see this.
It's iconic.
Yeah.
He does a lot of Rebels.
Kanan did that in Rebels, his master.
And he did it too.
I didn't know he did it. I know Kanan did it. But I didn't know Ezra did it. So, yeah, it was an iconic move, a callback to more Rebels things, which I thought this show blended very well for both Clone Wars fans and Rebels fans. You had a lot of Clone Wars stuff, but you also had a lot of Rebels stuff. And I think both fans got to eat. They got what they wanted. I think that everyone was happy with what they got. So yeah, Ezra comes back to Hera, and he's like, "I'm back," and she's like, "Ah, you're back." And I don't know. What do you think about Ezra? What do you think Ezra and Hera are gonna do?
I think they gotta get ready for it because I don't know if you remember
for Thrawn, or that they're gonna go back for Ahsoka.
I think both. They have to do both. They have to do something to. They gotta get Ahsoka back. That's one. Like that's priority number.
So you
2.
think they're getting Ahsoka back?
They have to. Who else is gonna get Ahsoka? Mendo, Din could be one of them, but I don't think his speedo, or whatever you want to call it, because he doesn't have the crest no more. He has his new improved Ferrari that goes 0 to 1,000 in 5 seconds. So like
exactly, it's improved.
I don't think that, but it's not powerful enough to go that far and hyperdrive or whatever you want to call it. I probably said the wrong thing, but it's not that powerful to go that fast or that far in hyperdrive. So they gotta build something, or they can steal the ring from them, like the big ring thingy that they flew. I don't know. How
they're not gonna stop Thrawn because that's what the movie's for.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, when Ezra sees Hera for the first time, you can see her smile for a second because yes, Ezra's back. But then she realized if Ezra's back, Thrawn is back. You can see like her face change the emotion. So like to answer your question, I think they're gonna go straight into it. I don't think they're gonna skip a heartbeat. They're gonna start recruiting people because, as you saw, they have a whole army. They don't have an army. Not even their own freaking cancelers believe that Thrawn is back or that he's coming back. There's freaking that was the most annoying guy in the whole show. I think it was done on purposely to annoy people. Like, are you serious? He was literally saying, "Oh, whales and space whales and aliens," and dude, you're in a Star Wars universe. Everything is possible on your universe. Why are you questioning space whales? That's like a normal Tuesday for you. What are you talking about? There's no space whales, dude. Suck a penis, dude. Every time he comes on the screen, he pisses me off. I don't understand why they would do that. I think it was on purpose. I think they had to find a person who would be this annoying on the show for us to be mad about. But yeah, I think they're gonna get right into it. I don't think they're gonna skip a heartbeat. They're gonna recruit people. They have to recruit people. The whole Mando universe is gonna come back. I think.
Do you
Boba
think
Fett,
the big guy comes back? I forget his name. The guy from Rebels.
He has to.
It was a Mandalorian.
He was a Mandalorian.
Seb,
yeah, Seb. Yeah, Seb. Yeah, he has to come back. I was surprised he was not in the show.
I was surprised he was not. I thought he was gonna show up.
I thought he was gonna be on this last second.
Maybe that's what happens. Zeb shows up. Din shows up. Din saves Ahsoka. Zeb's like, "Hey, yo,
how
you got a cruiser that can go up? You got a cruiser that can go to that galaxy because I got some friends that says Ahsoka's gone." And then Grogu and Din are gonna be like, oh, "I know Ahsoka. I can save Ahsoka."
How? Who is? No. Who has? Because not who can, because anybody can build a spaceship. Because they're all freaking smart. They can fix and build anything over there in the universe. But who has the materials to build this big spaceship?
Hu Yang. I don't know. Look, I
have no
Hu
idea
Yang to do anything. Well, look, they had to have the materials somehow. So on that planet, meaning maybe Ahsoka and the little goblin guys.
No. I'm talking about them. No.
Oh.
I'm talking about Hera people over here. Like on the actual who.
Oh. Then they probably got more materials because they're not on.
Where are they gonna get all this stuff?
They can go to so many planets rather than just being stuck on that one planet.
I don't know. I don't think it's that easy. I don't think they built that thing from one night to another.
I mean, it took a whole galaxy. You know, I saw a funny meme that was like, because obviously Thrawn was shook when he saw that Anakin was her master. He's like, Thrawn's going to be shook when he realized who saved the galaxy. And it was Luke Skywalker.
I think people were saying when he asked, how many speeders did you count? Or how many speeders came. Because he has to know who Luke Skywalker is.
No.
Yeah. He has to know who he is. Because episode 4, 5, and 6 already happened. And Luke Skywalker destroyed everything. Like, he is basically the chosen one. He brought balance to the thing. Even though freaking George Lucas keeps saying Anakin is the chosen one. He technically did bring balance. But Luke is OP, and he's on his prime right now. I'll be scared if Thrawn's like, Luke Skywalker's coming, I'm out. He's literally gonna destroy every single person here. He's gonna done. I'm done. Oh, Luke Skywalker's coming, I'm done. Shit. Take my keys.
I'm going back to the
back. Like, I think that's one of the reasons why he asked that question. It's like, because Ahsoka's coming, Ahsoka's pretty OP by herself. She did hold her weight on all the fighting that she did. But with Luke in the mix, come on, bro. The son of, like, one of the greatest Jedis and the Padawan, like...
That'd be scary.
That would be scary. This is a very scary duo.
That would be scary. So, we saw Balin on the Mortis Gods for the last time. He was next to the Father... Well, he was on the father's hand.
Yep.
He was next to the son. Yep. And the daughter, who was missing a head. Why was the daughter missing a head? But he was on Mortis Gods. So,
it's a nice callback.
I doubt they'll recast him. But it just doesn't seem to me that they will. At least at this current moment. So, we don't know who really was calling Balin. Because I think this was an unexpected death. Because as of right now, we don't know the cause of death. Now, did the people that were working, did Dave Filoni know? Did he, like, have a private conversation with him? Be like, I might not last too long. I don't know. Or maybe it was just so unexpected that it was like he didn't even know. I don't know. We don't know what happened to Rey, but we don't know who called him. We can make theories. We don't know who called him, but he was on the Mortis guides. What do you think was the plan for Balin? Regardless of, because obviously what's gonna happen probably not gonna happen anymore. But what do you think was the plan?
Okay, so with all the father, daughter, son type of thing, I'm not too familiar with it because obviously I didn't see Clone Wars. I said it before, but from what my understanding is the father, light and dark, which is the force, which is the light force and dark force, whatever you want to call it. I think he is representing the dark, and Ahsoka is representing the light, and Anakin is the father.
I think Balin's the father.
No.
He was a Jedi, turned bad, but he's like a gray area. And being that gray area, he could be the father. And Ahsoka's obviously the daughter.
Nah, bro. Anakin is the
Star
father.
Killer's the son.
That's if they ever bring Star Killer back. They're not gonna bring him back to live action. But okay, so this is the thing with Star Killer, Anakin. On that episode on Clone Wars, from what I saw on TikTok and clips and all that crap, he wanted a replacement. The actual father wanted a replacement, and he wanted to be Anakin because he also told Anakin he's gonna fall to the dark side and do all this stuff, and Anakin was in disbelief and all that crap. It makes sense for Anakin because Anakin has two Padawans. He has Ahsoka, and Darth Vader has Starkiller, light and dark. And he's a father because he's been through both. So he's technically speaking the gray area because he was light and then dark, and now he's back to the light.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So with Balin in the picture now and not Starkiller, Balin is the dark side, Ahsoka's the light side, because they're both gray area, like you said, because they're not leaning too much to the dark, and Harry's not leaning too much to the light, because he's not a full Jedi and he's not a full Sith. And Anakin is the father being he replaced the father guy. I think that's why they show that part. I think that's the only thing that makes sense. Probably if that's the case, I hope Anakin comes back again in any future project. But if not, then this will have been the last time we ever see Hayden Christensen as Anakin. For that, but
it would have been really interesting to see Rey as the son, Ahsoka as the daughter, and then possibly Anakin as the father. Because I don't know. Because would that mean that Anakin was the one calling him? Probably not. But I don't know. I've seen a lot of theories. Obviously, people making theories, but there's a lot that could go on with the father son daughter thing. It's like this big thing. People talk about Starkiller, Anakin, Ahsoka. I've been talking about it for a while, but I know a lot of other even crazier fanatics have gone wild over this. But maybe we'll never know because, the actor passed. But they could move around that.
they can.
It could be like, they could say that he wasn't one of those three, but one of those three was calling him.
Maybe the father was calling him. Maybe he will replace the father.
Maybe he was. And then they'll be like, oh,
Maybe
I don't know. He died in combat. I don't know.
Probably.
They'll probably say something like he had to, obviously, if they're going to move forward with whatever their plan was. Because who knows? Maybe this had to deal with the movie.
I don't know.
I could see Balin, obviously, had nothing happen. I could have seen Balin be in the movie. He seemed like this very intriguing character, especially if you're going to end his appearance being on the Mortis gods. Come on now. He had to be pretty important. I'm sure they had some big plans for him. Or at least big plans for whoever he was going to see. I don't know. It's very interesting.
We'll
but
find out.
I guess we'll never know.
Oh yeah. Well,
Unless you ask Dave Filoni. Hey, yo, what was the plan?
he ain't giving you crap. He ain't giving you crap.
I'll DM Dave Filoni. Don't worry.
I know you will. I know he answering. I know he ain't answering.
He ain't answering. They're gonna say, ahaha.
Yeah.
But it ended in the most perfect of perfect ways. Anakin Skywalker Force Ghost. How golden is that? What a way to finish this show. To finish the Star Wars that most people knew. Because you had the sequels end with the Force Ghosts at the end. I don't remember if episode 6 ended with Force Ghosts.
Yeah.
At the end. It did?
Well.
Then even better.
Yeah, we're on New Hope. Wait, no, not New Hope.
You're right.
Empire...
No, Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. I got the names mixed up. The last thing when they're on Endor celebrating all that stuff, on the new version, they edited Anakin in. Because obviously, he wasn't around at that moment when the movie came out. He wasn't an actor or a cast or anything. So they edited him in. Like, that's actual, like, if you go see it right now on Disney Plus, he is in the movie as a Force Ghost. Because that wasn't on the original one. But if you have the original movie on disc or VCR, VHS or
VHR. VHS.
I wish that was VCR. I don't know. But yeah, the Anakin is not there. So we see Yoda and also Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. So they did it again. And it was perfect because it was Sabine was like, thought I saw something. And I was like, whoop. And then Ahsoka was like, looking off. She's like, And then boom, Anakin looking over Ahsoka. Just like she said earlier in the episode. She's like, he's always been there for me. Like, when no one was there for me, Anakin was there for me. And he's always got my back type of thing. It was just this really cool thing to see that Anakin, even dead, kind of, quote-unquote dead, Force Ghost, is still looking over Ahsoka. It's beautiful. Poetry.
Beautiful. Space opera for you.
That's space opera for you. Can't get any better than space opera. But, so that's basically the end of Ahsoka. And it's not basically, it was the end. That was the last scene. And that's Ahsoka. It's as a recap. So now I got a question for you. I got a couple questions for you. 1, out of 10, what are you rating this show?
At first, like I said earlier in the episode, I wasn't really like into it because of the Rebel stuff. But I think this show was like one of the best ones, live action, Disney Plus shows, Star Wars side. I think I'm gonna give it a good 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Okay. I respect that. I was going back and forth between 7, 7.5, and 8. And I just think and then I knew 7 was too low just because it had some really high highs. Obviously, Anakin episode 5 or 6, whichever one it was, and she was just so good. And the finale was good. It wasn't rushed. I don't think it was rushed. So, but then also the first couple of episodes were like, meh.
Yeah.
I give it 7.5. I give it 7.5, but I very much enjoyed this. Like you said, it was one of the best Star Wars shows that we've gotten in live action. And that leads into my other question. What is the best live action Star Wars show season?
Season 1 of Mandalorian.
Really?
So I haven't seen Endor. I literally saw a guy do a ranking of season and shows, and he put Endor first. He put Endor first.
As most people probably have that have seen Andor.
Yeah, I need to watch Endor because I watched the first 2 episodes. I fell asleep. I couldn't finish it. I couldn't go through it. But people keep saying that this is like the best Star Wars show ever.
Everyone says just get past the first 2 episodes, and I'm like, but I already watched the first, but I don't want to get past it. I watched the first 2 episodes. I don't want to watch more. They're like, bro, just watch episode 3. I'm like, but I don't want to watch episode 3. But they all say it's the best Star Wars.
It is. because I don't know why. I have to watch it. You gotta fight through it. Fight through it and watch it. But I'm gonna say season 1 of The Mandalorian because that was the first one. That was the first live action Star Wars show that we got. We got Baby Yoda. Like that became iconic as soon as it showed up on the screen. And the whole show, it was good. We got to see the Darksaber for the first time in live action. The whole story wasn't based on freaking the Skywalkers. And it's a freaking bounty hunter being awesome. And it's Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal's cool.
Okay. I respect that. I'm actually going to go with Mandalorian Season 2. I think that was my favorite season.
Question. Before you give your reason, I need to know, is it Season 2 in whole, or is it Season 2 last episode?
No, Season 2 in whole.
Tell me something that happened in Season 2 other than the last episode. Because, no, I'm asking seriously because a lot of people give Season 2 a lot of love because of the last episode. And they don't really think of all the other episodes that suck on the Season 2.
No, Season 2, Boba Fett appeared. Season 2, he trained with... No, he didn't. He didn't train with Luke. That was Season 3. So Season 2, Boba Fett appeared. Ahsoka also appeared. I think.
Yeah, Season 2.
And it was just more character development because now he was... The very first time we saw him take off his mask was the very end of Season 1. Mm-hmm. So Season 2, he took off his mask a couple more times. I think that's when he was in that one place with the comedian. I forget his name. But he had like this whole episode with the comedian.
Oh my god, I know what episode you're talking about. Like he's like disguised as one of them.
Yeah, and I just remember really liking that episode. And then that was when Grogu was at the very top of the mountain, like trying to meditate with the Force, and then he got taken.
I remember that episode. Oh my god, I remember that episode.
That was a good episode. So I gotta say, Mandalorian Season 2. 1 and 2 are very close to each other, personally, I think. But also, I think this season, granted, I haven't seen Andor either, so maybe Andor would be my number 1. I don't know. But Ahsoka was very high up there. Like, I would do Mando Season 2, Mando Season 1, Ahsoka.
Sounds about right.
It's very close.
Sounds about right.
It's very close.
Because Season 3 for Mando, it was watchable. But would I watch it again? That's another question. Obi-Wan Kenobi. The only thing about that show, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's a good show." Suck my nuts. It was not a good show. The only good thing about it is when Anakin showed up and Darth Vader was on the screen. That was the only.
It's a good movie on Reddit.
Yeah, if you watch the movie, it's good. The Peterson cut, I think it was called something like that. Boba Fett, it was suck. It sucked.
Yeah, Boba Fett sucked.
The only good thing about the show is when they literally the Mandalorian freaking Din Djarin had to save the show.
The only episode that Boba Fett did not show up in.
He saved the show. He made the show interesting, and Luke showed up too. And even did Ahsoka showed up? I don't remember. I think she did. But yeah. So Andor is the only one that we haven't seen. We have to see Andor. So that's two projects.
We gotta see Andor. Well, I guess we also gotta see Rebels.
Exactly, that's the second project. There's 2 projects that we gotta see, so we can actually talk about it. So maybe by next year. There's a lot of stuff that's gonna be happening.
Yeah. Skeleton Crew's coming out soon.
Yeah. And also, what's the name of the game? Oh my god.
The Acolyte?
Yes. Oh my god. Did you see the trailer for that?
But that's next year.
I don't care when it is. I'm getting that game pre-order it coming out. Like, take my wallet, take my money. Hurry up. Did you see the trailer for that?
I don't think I saw the trailer.
Dude, oh my god. I think that's going to be the best Star Wars game ever. I think it's going to be The Last Jedi. I mean, Fallen Order. That's how good it looks.
It's not a is I think it's not a video game. It's a show.
No. Well, that's what Sean told me it's a game. And I believe
It's a show.
Sean told me it's a game.
It's literally a show.
Sean told me it's a game.
It's literally a show.
Okay, then a show looks good then.
Yeah, this is a show.
You
But
sure?
I'm looking it up right now.
Are you sure?
It's a series. That's what I'm saying. It comes out 2024. It's a series. It comes out April 2024.
Damn it, I thought it was a game. Freaking Sean. This is why I hate uncredited sources.
That's pretty funny.
But the trailer looks good. I saw the trailer. I thought it was a game this whole time. So I was like, shoot, this game looks awesome. But I guess this is a show now. So this show looks awesome. I saw the trailer and it looks pretty cool. I said the trailer is not officially out. Some person recorded it. It's on TikTok.
Yeah, I was trying to look for the trailer and it's like it looks like it was all very blurry.
Yeah.
I'll watch it later, or maybe I'll get the official version soon. Who knows? But apparently it looks good, so it's gonna be really, really cool. I wonder is Dave Filoni directing that? I don't know. That's crazy. We're already at an hour, and we've only talked about Ahsoka. So
I mean, we spoke about 3 episodes in, so
we did see this. We did. I do have one more question before we get into Loki premiere. There's a lot of Taylor Swift going on around. There's a lot of Taylor Swift. Actually, there's too much Taylor Swift coverage going around.
I don't care.
There's so much Taylor Swift going on. I saw the most annoying, not annoying, but like, I don't know how this is like legal. Obviously, everyone has their own Instagrams and Twitters and stuff like that. That means NFL, which is like,
dude,
everyone knows what NFL is, has its own Instagram handle, Twitter handle, whatever. Its bio and like cover picture is Taylor Swift. I feel like that should be illegal. Whatever. That's like the ultimate simp I've ever seen in my entire life. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is, we saw her with Hugh Jackman, and Ryan Reynolds.
I don't
and
want
Blake
her. I don't want her be.
Does Taylor Swift make a cameo in Deadpool 3?
I don't want it. I want sweaty fat boys, nerdy as hell, next to me instead of fangirls of Taylor Swift.
But they won't know Taylor Swift's in there until after the movie.
They're gonna know. They're gonna know. They smell it. Freaking Swifties can smell freaking her fart.
They can smell it?
A fart from like miles away. They can smell it. Swifties are weird. Don't at me. If you're a Swiftie, go suck a nut. I don't want. My God.
Swifties are weird.
I'm still gonna watch the movie.
Do you think she makes a cameo?
I think she is because freaking.
Honestly, I think she is.
I think she's.
There's too much hype. Look. If you're Disney and you just saw what the NFL did, like the most ultimate simp, literally putting it on their bio and their cover photo, Disney could be like, "Oh, if we do a cameo in Deadpool 3, we can get more people to pay money, aka money talks, aka." I think it's gonna happen. Taylor Swift's gonna make it, and it's already Multiverse of Madness. You know they break the fourth wall in Deadpool. They talk about all these things. Look, I'm just saying I could 100% see Ryan Reynolds breaking the fourth wall, talking about Taylor Swift, and Taylor Swift, I don't know, shows up for 2 seconds, 5 seconds. What do you think?
I mean, it's
and then they quote unquote accidentally leak it because who knows how it gets out, so that all the Swifties can come on night one. It's just the writing is on the wall. The writing's on the wall, so whatever. T Swift cameo in Deadpool 3. It's happening. Now, Loki. Season 1. Season 2.
Season 2. Are you giving your reaction to it right now?
I was about to.
Okay. One word. We're doing it. Like 2 black nerds. By the way, if you're listening to this, congratulations on your 200 episode. We were there for that episode.
Yeah, if you haven't,
It's not out yet. It's
I
not
believe
out yet. Tomorrow.
Yeah,
I think tomorrow.
releasing it tomorrow
the 6th.
or today,
October 6th.
something like that.
Probably our
Yeah.
episode's going to be after this, but yeah.
So listen to their episode. They got a bunch of different podcasters talking about one of them being us, talking about Marvel things, Marvel issues, and it's the 200th episode, so that's their shout out right there.
Yeah.
All right.
First
Razor,
reaction.
in one word.
In one word. How will you describe this first episode of season 2? It's been 2 years in the making. How would Daniel Perez describe it in one word?
Ooh. Wow. That's a good one. That is a good one. I need time to think. But I'm going to say it in 2 words. And it sounds a little dumb, but it's my honest opinion. It's back! It's back, and I'll go into that later, but it's back.
I guess it's okay. I'm not gonna fight it. It's whatever. It was awesome.
That's awesome. 2 words.
You said 2 words. I can say it's. I can suck my nuts.
Yeah, but you could just say awesome. I can't just say back.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Okay, whatever. Failed. It failed. We can't do one-word things. We suck. This is what we're unqualified, people. This is what we're unqualified. But Daniel, season 2, Loki just showed up on our doorsteps at 9 o'clock my time, Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time for you. You saw the credits, the beginning credit. Come on, what was going on through your brain?
My mind was like, oh man, I am ready. I am jumping on this train, all aboard Loki season 2. Whoop whoop! Like I was so hyped. Loki season 1, one of my favorite Marvel shows that were out of all of the Marvel shows that were there. And after seeing the trailer for this, I even got more hype for this show. And do I think it beat episode 1 of season 1 of Loki? No, I think that's probably the best episode, or one of the top 2 episodes of all Marvel shows that we've ever gotten. Episode 1 of season 1 Loki, but it was very, very good. And I was on this train. I saw the noise.
Yeah, the music.
Oh my gosh, chills! I'm telling you. I talk about choreography, or not choreography. I forgot the person. What is it called?
Just music.
Soundtrack person.
Yeah.
The soundtrack person. Composer. The composer. I talk about the composer, how they need respect. Put some respect on the Loki composer, because it's iconic. It's like you hear it in the after credits too. It's iconic, and I'm so glad they did a recap, because I've been meaning to watch season 1 again. I only watched the last episode recently, but I should have watched the whole season. And I was like, I wonder if I am forgetting a couple things here and there. But you know what? They did a recap just for me. Thank you, Disney. What about you? What was going through your mind as
I was like, I was like in disbelief that I can't. It's been 2 years since season 1, 2020, and then we have so much crap for Kang in it, like in between. And then we just jump right in it. Like it feels like we're back in 2020 watching season 1. Like we there was no time jump. There was no nothing. There was just like it ended and it started right where it left off. So I was in disbelief of what I'm watching. You know, like you're like expecting something to happen so bad, and when it happens, you're just like, damn, it's here. I'm enjoying it, and this whole time I've been. I'm happy. I think from all the shows that we got in, season 2, episode 1 is been, I think, better than almost everything that we have gotten after Loki.
yeah.
I think this episode,
it's definitely up there. It's just sad, but whatever. That's how good Loki is. Who knew? Going back to Thor, that Loki would just continue and end up being more liked than the actual Thor.
Thor.
After the abysmal Thor 4 that we got. Who knew? But now here we are. What was funny was the very first scene you get of Loki outside of the recap, Kang's face. Or like in a statue form, but Kang's face. And I was like, they're going for it. Like they're just going for it. So that automatically prompted me to re-look up, because I remember I talked about it last time we had an episode, but it was so long ago I don't know what I looked up. What was gonna happen with Jonathan Majors? What was like the thing? Because he already had his court date, but they didn't have like an official result. And I remember saying when the official result had to come by, or maybe it was on that specific day, but it had to come by. It was either come by or be on that specific day. And that was October 25th. So it was about 3 weeks. 3 weeks from today, basically. Roughly. That it'll... Well, no. But I'm sure Disney already knows, because I'm just saying.
They're milking the cow.
That was a lot of Kang in this episode.
They're milking the cow. Kang was like a secondary on this episode. Like,
so, yeah. This episode is just so good. And I was getting a little confused here and there with the time slipping, because I was like, where was he at the very end of season 1? I was like, where was he? He was in the past.
He was in the past. Yeah.
But I didn't know that. I thought he was in a different timeline. So then I was getting confused. I'm like, until I finally caught on. I was like, oh, he's going between past and present.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, where the hell is he? Like, and they're talking, and I'm like, I don't understand, because they went into the war room, and then he went into a war room, but it was like a different war room.
Yeah.
I was so confused. I was like, where are we? And then I finally caught up. I was like, oh, past and present. That's cool. That's cool. So, time slipping. Yeah, what do you think?
Okay, so the whole theory behind time slipping before it came on, it was like we thinking Spider-Verse. That we thought like it's all that
the glitching
all that stuff. It has nothing to do with it. So I'm kinda happy that it's not involved with it, because it's like, okay, everything is connected and all that crap. Is like leave that alone. I don't want Sony universe with the MCU stuff. So I'm happy that was the case. The time slip was pretty cool. The things that make me think is how far is he going? Because at the beginning I caught
how
up,
far in the past.
Yeah, because I caught him a little bit, like you said earlier, like later on the show that you caught up, he's going pretty far, because the first time he went to the past, and he jumps outside, and then the car goes inside again, and then it breaks the glass to the floor, and then the Cassie, I think was his name,
Casey,
yeah, he sees him, and then he jumps again to the future, or to the present. Yeah, to the present. He goes to the present, and then he goes, that wasn't there before I did this. Like, how long has that been? And then he has to remember Loki by that moment, like when Cassie saw him, Casey, whatever his name is. So like it made me think, like, where are we going? How far is this dude going? How many years is this going? Because
that's a good question. I actually didn't think about that. Like, how far in the past is he actually going?
Because Morbius said there's no time on the TV, and there's no past, future, present. Time just goes. Like in this.
Yeah.
Doesn't because they all look the same except for Obi. Obi does look younger. Obi looks younger when he goes to the past and then goes to the present again. So how far is he going? Because he said Obi was like, oh, last time this guy came to me was like 400 years ago. So like, how long was that?
He could be going hundreds of years in the past. It's just interesting. It's interesting to think. I don't know, but I will say that whole sequence with OB in the room was really cool, and it was funny at the same time because he's like, "Yep, we don't have that here," and then he's like, "Well, wait a second. I think we do have one here," because he's like flashing back between like Loki actually talking to him in the past. I thought that was just.
It was well done. It was
This
pretty cool.
this actor is very popular. He's from Everything Everywhere All at Once, correct? Pretty sure. And I haven't seen the movie, but I heard that
He won an Oscar for that show.
yeah,
that movie.
that this guy won an Oscar for it, and I can kind of see why. Like he just has like another presence, but like a different type of presence, not like a Thrawn presence, but he has a different type of presence, and you just like seeing him. Like I really like seeing OB in this show, and I want to see more OB, but. It was a cool scene. I really loved the scene flashing between past and present, but it was like
happened at the same time.
In that exact moment. Yeah.
That's cool. I actually did like that he was talking to his past self, to Obi. Loki was talking to the past of Obi, and then Obi was reminding him everything that's going on. The part that really caught me off guard. I'm moving forward like a lot in the episode. Was when he went to the future. Because then
I was wondering. That's when I started wondering. I didn't think about the past one, but I thought about the future one. Was how far in the future did he go?
I don't think he went that far to the future, because if you really think about it, if you go to a computer, because Mobius, he wrote skin on the computer.
Yeah.
And then if you really think about it, by time the dust will come back to it, it's not as solid how it was in the future. So I don't think he went that far to the future. Maybe just me being like smart. I don't know. It could. I don't know. 100 years. I doubt it. But the thing that I'm calling out as of right now, it is October the 5th at 11:22, and you're hearing it. This is me. The person who prone him is Loki.
Himself? Not a variant, like him.
Himself. Like that version of Loki prone him.
I did write that on my notes. I put who pruned Loki?
Himself.
And honestly, I had no theories. I was zero. My one theory was actually future Mobius.
I could be. Oh, okay. I don't know. I think it's him because when Sylvie opened the door,
yeah,
she was expecting him. Like, you're here. It's not like, oh my god, you're here. Like, it wasn't a surprise moment. She knew that Loki was gonna be there at that moment. So by seeing this past Loki, it's like she wasn't surprised. He was surprised.
Because she was already expecting Loki.
Exactly. He was surprised. Like, what the hell are you doing here? Like, I've been looking for you, but Loki remembers, like, okay, so I'm seeing you. This is Back to the Future stuff. Like, it's not bullcrap, freaking Ant-Man. It's not bullshit. Freaking, it all makes sense if you think about it. But yeah, I don't know how far they went to the future. I don't know how far they went to the past or the future, but he's done with it. He after this moment, he's done. He's not doing that no more. Like after he
like you did say, I don't think it was too far because when he went to the future, everyone was still trying to like escape.
Yeah.
So it couldn't have been too far.
If they show the future already, and the present stuff was happening, that they haven't fixed anything then. There's so when are we gonna see this episode? What episode are we gonna see?
The future got rewritten when he got pruned.
I don't think so. Remember. Okay, we gotta do math now. We gotta do math. Okay, so present Loki.
Because in the present he didn't have the gun, but then he went to the past, did something, and then now he had the gun. When he was with OB.
Exactly.
So he changed the future.
No, I don't think he did. You can't change the future.
He
like
changed
that.
the future by going to the past because he talked to the guy with the gun.
Yeah,
he
but
talked to the guy getting the,
but
the machine.
after that moment, we never see him go back to the past. So he couldn't possibly change the past. So think about it like this. Okay, so quote unquote, they fixed it
Okay.
because he pulled Loki back, but all these timelines are getting out of control, and by the time that was quote unquote, it should help it to stabilize or whatever. It did not. Everything moving forward is still on the path. So Loki eventually is gonna meet himself and is gonna prone himself. Loki's gotta remember. You remember Harry Potter? The
Yeah.
Prisoner in Azkaban?
Yeah.
That same thing is gonna happen. You remember when Harry Potter is like waiting for his magic person to show up to save him? When he's like
And it's himself.
It was himself. Exactly, that's gonna happen. They literally copy Prisoner of Azkaban.
I can see that.
They're gonna
It
literally
was
copy
himself
paste.
that pruned him. Look at you being all smart.
It's time to go to sleep. I don't like this messy. Messy's thinking right now. I like dumb messy.
Yeah, this is thinking messy. This is crazy. You know what got me was, look, maybe it didn't get you, maybe it was nothing. And maybe they just wanted to fool us. They were zooming into that door a little too much, and I don't know about you, but that looked like an X-Men door to me.
Right?
That looked like an X-Men. I even rewinded and paused it because I was like, that kind of looked like an X-Men door. And it was just so zoomed in into the door. Like, they just...
It did. 100% did look like an X-Men door. Like the X-Men.
I was like, are you teasing something?
Yeah. 100% did. It did count. I think catch that part.
They did that on purpose. I swear they did that on purpose because it was just like, oh, and then they're going into a place. It's like this infinite place, kind of like Xavier goes in and he puts on his helmet. I don't know. It looked like an X-Men door to me.
It did.
But I thought that was really funny. OB was pretty funny throughout multiple times. One where Mobius was like, is this thing cracked? He goes, put some duct tape on it. And you're like, you're good.
I think
so that was really funny.
The comedy on the whole episode landed. I don't think
It worked. Yes,
it wasn't
it
push.
worked.
It wasn't like just dumb jokes. It worked. Like another scene that I thought was really funny is when they're in the elevator. Loki and Morbius are in the elevator, and then they're going to see OB, and then he started like, "Oh, you know, flashing. It was disgusting, whatever." And then the camera pans to the side. It's like this random
To the
chick,
side, yeah.
like she didn't know what to say. I thought it was
Yeah.
hilarious. Like because one, I thought they were there by himself. But no, there's some random person just listening to the conversation and just seeing Loki just disappear and come back. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, the comedy definitely landed. There was another part where he's like, you got 1 hour. Douche.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
You got 5 minutes. But I started laughing so hard on that one. I don't know. The comedy landed, and I'm sure a big part was OB's character, actor. I'm sure he was a big part of it. But yeah, the comedy definitely landed. We already talked about who pruned him, who possibly pruned him, the X-Men door. That's basically the big stuff for this episode. Something that they did in season 1 that I think they even did, to my knowledge. I haven't re-seen season 1 in a while, but even better in season 2 is the credits. There's just some like they put
That's
work
true.
into those.
Like
You see the credits and it's like different camera angles and frames. And I started watching because I was like, because then I started thinking like they're putting a lot of work into these credits. Like it's not just black and white like
this episode
with the
was.
names or whatever. It was so particular,
Yeah.
showing certain things, and some of it was just like random stuff. But so I started looking really hard because it makes me wonder if there's stuff that's teased in the credits that no one's paying attention because it's the credits. But like maybe there's something teased in there. I didn't rewind and like rewatch the credits. I started paying attention hard like towards the middle of them. But it was really thinking how cool it was. Well, my first thought was like, this is really cool. Like, just showing different things, and I don't know. You saw like a hand trying to activate Miss Minutes and different.
I think it could be
things,
like
but
just
the
like
credits was cool.
little recaps of the episode, like little things of what's happened, and like shit like that. That Morbius was always trying to contact Miss Minute.
Yeah, but it was a black hand or dark skinned hand.
Probably I don't know. Probably the gloves. I don't know. Or as you yeah. I don't know. I want to ask. Well, we did already talked about it, but I noticed that this episode was really heavy on Jonathan Major. Like there was voiceover, there is recording.
Oh yeah, there was a voiceover.
There were statues, a lot of statues of him. Like it was a lot. Like with everything that's going on with him, I wouldn't think the first episode would be like this heavy on him.
Yeah.
Like they know something for sure. They have to know something. They wouldn't risk it just for the biscuit. Like they have to know something. But I actually did like it. I hope that the allegations come as false, because you never want to see a person go through that stuff. But
And you know what? It could happen, because here's a fun little story that I told Messi not too long ago, but I'm going to enlighten the rest of the world. I'm going to give it the very short recapped version. Star baseball player gets massive contract going into 2021. Girl comes out to the Twitterverse and every other verse and files a lawsuit against him saying he sexually assaulted me. Everyone hates this guy for good reason. You're like, oh, you're an abuser, you sexually assaulted. So most people just jump to the conclusion you're a terrible person. He gets banned from baseball after this multi-million-dollar contract. All that money gone. Everyone hates him. Like, he's defamed, kind of like Johnny Depp, defamed. 2 years later, this was in early 2021. Now it is 2023, on the very end of 2023, and as of probably about a week ago, maybe a little less than a week ago, it all came out that it was all false, and that she was actually there was actually multiple text messages that were revealed and different stuff that were revealed by lawyers. Basically, her communicating with her friends, being like, "Oh, I'm just trying to see how much money I could get from him." Basically, all this stuff. Basically saying it was false. It was all false. Basically, Amber Heard, Johnny Depp saying Johnny Depp abused Amber Heard, didn't happen. This baseball player abused this girl, didn't happen. Could another thing against Jonathan Majors. This guy abused this guy. Who knows if it happened? Or this girl. Who knows if it happened? But it's looking like it didn't.
I don't know. I after listening to this little story you told me again, hopefully our jury and judges and whole system is not as bad as people say. But who knows? We don't know. We're just giving our opinions.
I don't know.
We're not there.
We don't know anything. I just know
hoping for the best.
We gotta be careful out there, okay? We gotta be careful. If you're gonna be having one night stands with people, just make sure that they at least have some sort of decency
knowledge
to not steal your entire life away.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just be careful. Don't just be careful. But anyways, yeah, I think Jonathan Majors is safe. Granted, I don't know if it comes out that he's guilty. Terrible person. But if he's safe, then
God bless him.
I feel really sorry for him. Like, he just lost a lot of. I mean, granted, he still gets to be king. I'm sure he'll get some jobs back. But that time of your life where you are guilty or perceived as guilty,
I think it's hard.
Sucks.
I think it's hard coming back from that. Even though you like for Johnny Depp per se, Johnny Depp lost a lot, bro. He lost contracts. He lost studios. He lost everything. He lost everything because of the allegation of what happened with him and Amber Heard. And now he's not guilty. we found him safe and all that stuff. But I think it's gonna be hard for him for coming back. That title doesn't never go away. Sexual abuser or whatever he got us charged with, that never goes away. That will be always forever known. Johnny Depp was this person, even though he came out not guilty.
Yeah.
Something that people will just remember. Nothing that you
It's
will
just
forget.
your perception is something that is very easily given and not very easily taken away.
Yeah.
Damn, that was deep. Quote me, C.S. Lewis. But so, as I was saying, credits very cool. If you're listening out there, pay attention to the credits when episode 2 comes around, because could there be something there? I don't know. But even if it's not, it's very aesthetically pleasing, and you still get the music in the background. It just seems there's just this like wackiness to Loki, but like a cool wackiness. I can't explain it, because you even got the logo that changes.
Yep.
Which obviously they did that in season 1, but like again, you still have the logo that changes to a wacky different fonts, and I don't know. There's just this uniqueness to
the show,
to Loki,
to everything. Yeah.
to the show. Yeah, it's just really cool. But as I was sitting there enjoying the credits, because I was enjoying the credits, guess what popped up? A post-credit scene. And I was like, there's a post-credit scene. I didn't hear anything about this on Instagram or Twitter, which I usually do.
Yeah.
And I did it.
I was surprised
so
too.
I took some messy.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, there's a post-credit scene. Because I don't know if you had already turned off the TV by then. But, yeah. So we got Sylvie back again in 1982, Oklahoma.
Something like that, yeah.
And somewhere in the 1980s. I wonder if that's the era that she got pruned in, because she got pruned as a little girl, and we don't know what year that was in. We just know it was in Asgard, but it had to be in a year. I wonder if that was in 1982 and she went back to the year that she lost her life, essentially.
But why would she go there though? I think wouldn't you think
Oklahoma?
she goes to Asgard?
I don't know why she went there. I guess you got a point. I don't really know, but it was just maybe she went there by accident.
Probably, but
she got some Mickey D's.
yeah. And this is all the McDonald's hype, all the photos that we've seen, on TikTok, and everything of her just working at McDonald's. And also, if you didn't try the sauce for the show, it's just sweet and sour. I thought it was to be something different. I literally went to
Is
McDonald's.
it really just sweet and
It's
sour?
sweet and sour. I hate sweet and sour. I'm not a big fan of it. I went to McDonald's. I'm like, yo, can I get the Loki sauce? Yeah, sure. It's sweet and sour. That's literally what it is.
Bruh.
I thought it was like its own special sauce.
It is like its new sauce.
It's not. It's just sweet and sour. I was pretty mad. But yeah, so all those memes and photos and leaked photos of that part. I think next episode will be the one of Sylvie wearing the uniform, her working at McDonald's, and all that stuff. But yeah, I think we pretty much talk about everything other than the new characters. Talk about the new characters and that relationship, like from remember the court part that there was two, the old lady, and then Morbius and I forgot her name, but the cop lady,
Yeah,
the nice one.
B-15 or something.
Yeah, something like that. The weird one, the old one with the guy blonde. What's your deal?
Yeah, they were like mother son, but like
the relationship.
couple.
Yeah,
It reminded me of The Boys with
Oh my
Homelander
God.
and the girl. That's what I thought of.
Oh my
I thought
God.
of that, and I was like, ew.
yeah, it was a little bit cringe. Like it was uncomfortable. Like I didn't know what to feel when that was going on. I thought it was weird. I thought it was like the only weird part of the whole show. But that whole sequence was pretty good. I think we talk about everything else, but I think this episode was a really good start episode. Like it set the tone.
It was.
It set
It
the
did.
tone. Like the whole episode was suspense because there was a time
IGN can suck a nut
Bro,
because they said episode 1 was a 6.
No, they gave 1 to 4. They watched the first episode, the 4 episodes already.
Oh, it was 1 through 4.
Yeah.
I thought it was just episode 1.
No, bro.
Well, I can't base it on the other episodes, but like, bro, episode 1 was pretty freaking good.
IGN, you can't really trust IGN at all. You can't. IGN sucks.
Not even 7 for 7GN. They didn't even give it a 7. Don't trust IGN. This is why you trust Unqualified Heroes ratings. It was good episode. So that's basically what we got. You can find me at Dating42 with 3 N's. 2 is taken on Instagram.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's all. That's the only place.
I have no other social media. But you can find me at Messi.17_ on Instagram. But if you don't want to follow us individually, you can always follow us on Unqualified Heroes on multiple platforms, except for I was gonna say Tinder. We're not on Tinder. Don't look us on
We're
Tinder.
not on Tinder.
I was gonna say Snapchat, but I don't know why Tinder came to my head. But yeah, we're in the major platforms. If you want to listen to us, we're obviously on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And also, if you want to see and listen, we're on YouTube. Go share, like, subscribe. And then let us know what you thought about Ahsoka finale and also the premiere of Loki. This is a heavy weekend, so take your time, watch both, analyze it. Let us know if you disagree or disagree. I said disagree twice. If you agree or disagree with anything that we just said, we didn't give any hot
If you
takes.
disagree.
Yeah, I don't know. We didn't give any hot takes or any weird opinions. We just like talk about it how we felt with the show. But if you saw something that we didn't talk about, let us know. Comment, like I said. And then we can always reply. We always reply. So
Let us know your predictions for
season 2.
the rest of Loki.
Episode 2. Yeah.
Or where you think the whole Balin thing was going.
That's true.
Or if you think who's going to save Ahsoka. Or all this stuff. There's a lot of questions you could answer and comment. So go ahead. Do that. And as always, Unqualified Heroes!